Okay, last week we began working with forms in HTML, and we covered the input text form element. Um, so today I'd like to cover a couple different other types of forms. So if we go to the TPS form HTML file we were working with and open that with Dreamweaver, you'll bring that up. You can see here is the data we entered last time. You have in our preview, you can see there's a single line for entering TPS info here. All right, so the first thing I want to show you is the text area form element. The text area form element is different from the input text form element. The input text form element only allows a single line of data, whereas the text area form element allows for as much data as the user wants to input. So the way we do that is go to line 11 here in our code, and let's drop that down a couple lines. And in our input type, instead of input text, name, and value, we're going to put in a line here that says form name TPS form. We'll keep the web server as it is. But after this line, we'll put in let's remove line 10 entirely, but we'll keep the break there. And on line 11, put in text area. Close the tag, and Dreamweaver automatically puts the closing tag in because it is a container tag. So as you can see in our preview over here, it has changed from a single line of data to a text box. If we save this and preview it in a web browser, we'll look at it in Firefox. You can see now there's a text box. There is a little corner here that the user can grab and drag to allow that box to be as big or wide as they want it. But if the page is refreshed, you'll see it goes back to the default size. So because users don't intuitively know that they can click and drag that box out, it's good to get to pre-size the box to something larger so that they have a lot of space to put in text. And the way you do that is by adding some elements to the text area. So first let's give this text area a name and put in name equals, and you can call it anything. I'm going to call it TPS data. And then the way that you define the size is what you essentially have here. Although you see no cells, it's a spreadsheet. So it's defined in terms of rows and columns, width by rows and height by columns. So we put in the element rows equals, and then in quotes, the value. I'm going to use 15. As you can see, that takes it down about a quarter of the page. And then C OLS is the element for columns, and put in, I'm going to make it 100 columns wide. There you can see it takes up most of the page, web page width. Now, in our preview area, we can see that click here is right next to it with enter and clear below it. Let's put those all on one line. And the way we do that is add a break in between the text area and the input types. Save that. And then let's preview it in the browser again. As you can see, this allows an area that can be typed in. Click here, it'll send it to the web server where you can compile it using a program, and the clear button, of course, clears that data. So that's all there is to a text area form. I'm going, in the next video, I'll show you how to do a drop-down list style form.